Hola, hoy estamos en Unidad 1, Lección 1 del libro de texto Avancemos. Vamos a empezar con un repaso del verbo ser. Ser significa to be y tienen que conjugar el verbo según el sujeto yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Si recuerdan del capítulo anterior, esa canción, yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos, ellas, ustedes son. Hopefully that is pretty easy and really familiar to you, and by now you've already feel confident in conjugating the verb ser. Yo soy significa I am. Nosotros somos, we are. Tú eres, you are, informal. Vosotros sois, you all are, en España. Ustedes son, you all are, en Latinoamérica. Él es, ella es, también no está. Él es significa he is, ella es significa she is. They are, ellos son, y usted es, you formal are. Ahora vamos a hablar de los artículos definidos. So in English we call these definite articles. That's a very fancy way to say the word the, which of course is a very important word to know. Se usan con los sustantivos y, en otras palabras, personas, lugares o cosas. So whenever we're talking about nouns, we use definite articles in Spanish. Por ejemplo, in English, the boy is a friend. The word boy is a noun. And by saying the in front of it, I know I'm talking about exactly who I'm talking about, somebody specific. There are 4 ways to say the word the in Spanish, which is very different from English. But all you need to do is know what noun you're talking about. So, again, if I'm talking about the boy, I'll use a different word than I would be using if I were talking about the girl. To figure out which word to use of the 4 options, I just have to know what the noun is and match that article with the number and gender of the noun. So the noun, I have to always look at that first. Por ejemplo, el sustantivo chico termina con una O, por eso es una palabra masculina y singular. La palabra chica termina con una A, por eso es una palabra femenina y singular. Y todas las palabras que terminan con una S o ES son palabras plurales, como en inglés. So, we've talked about this a little bit in class. A girl has an ending in an A. Her name is going to end in an A in Spanish, like Maria, Josefina, Julieta, because they're all the female names. And if a name ends in an O in Espanol, Pablo, Roberto, those are all masculine names. And just like in English, to make a word plural, all I have to do is add an S or an ES. Aquí tienes la lista de los artículos definidos, las maneras para decir la palabra the. I can say the by using el, los, la, o las. Okay. Por favor, tienen que pausar sus pantallas. Go ahead and take a moment to pause your screens. See if you can't figure out how to say these different words in Español. Okay, ahora aquí tienen las respuestas. Para decir the friend, digo el amigo. La palabra the en español es el. Y para decir the friends, puedo decir los amigos. So the word changed from el to los because I'm not talking about more than one. Igualmente, para decir the woman, digo la mujer. La palabra the es la en español. So now I can also change it to la because I'm talking about something feminine. Same as the plural, las mujeres. Hay excepciones, como siempre. El agua, the word water is unusual because it ends in an A, agua, but we use the definite article el instead of la because it's kind of irregular. And the plural form is las aguas. Really, you just need to memorize that one. To say she is the student, digo ella es la estudiante. The word estudiante doesn't end in an O or an A, but I know I'm talking about a girl because I said ella. So I changed it from el estudiante to la estudiante. We are the friends of Jose. I might be talking about girls and boys, but I'm going to still use the word los amigos because I always default to the masculine form if I have both females and males in my group. Ahora, para cambiar un sustantivo singular a la forma plural. So to make a noun plural, I just add an S to the end of my word if the noun ends in a vowel. Por ejemplo, estudiante, estudiantes. I just add ES to the end of the noun if the word ends in a consonant. Por ejemplo, mujer, mujeres. And that's the rule that I use every single time. There are no exceptions. Tengo que también pensar en las reglas de cambiar de singular al plural cuando estoy usando los adjetivos posesivos. So if I'm using a possessive adjective, like the words my, your, his, her, or the formal form of your, I also have to make these words plural when I have a noun that's plural. Por ejemplo, my students, instead of saying mi estudiantes, I have to say mis estudiantes. Your friends, formal, sus amigas. I'm talking about female friends only. Ahora vamos a practicar. ¿Qué opinan ustedes? ¿Son palabras masculinas o femeninas? ¿Son palabras plurales o singulares? So now decide which article to use for these following words. You could take a moment and pause your screen and make a guess, or you can guess along with me. Mariposa, la. Ranas, las. Pájaro, el. Osos, los. Tigre, el. Now if you guessed el, it was a good guess. There's really no way to know for sure if the word doesn't end in an O or an A, whether or not it's masculine or feminine. You just kind of have to memorize this. In this case, it happens to be a masculine word. Ballenas, las. Monos, los. Gato, el. Serpientes, las. Again, just like tigre, the word serpientes does not end in an O or an A. I just had to memorize that one. Both number 5 and number 9 end in an E. And as you can see, it didn't matter that they were, that E did not designate whether or not it was a masculine or feminine word. It just happens to be that way. When you do have a word that doesn't end in an A or an O, a quick way to figure out whether or not it is a masculine or feminine word is to go to an online dictionary and look at right here, off to the side, it'll have an M or an F. In this case, it's a noun that is feminine. That's how you can find out whether it's el or la. So if you're stuck at any point, always go to an online dictionary or a paper dictionary and you can find the right answer if you're really curious.